Contract Forces of Africa, the PF that ran security for the Muthinda oil field. Most of their key people are Afrikaners, but naturally for a South African organization, some of its founders are British. Details are sketchy, but apparently the Afrikaners are holding these British personnel for interrogation near Kaziba camp. We've been asked to rescue one of them, a man known as the Viscount. We don't have the Viscount's exact location, but he doesn't speak the Afrikaners' language, Afrikaans. They'll need an interpreter who speaks English in order to interrogate him. Meaning if we tail the interpreter, he'll lead us right to the target. By the way, the contract specifies that it's all right to ignore the other British prisoners. But the final decision is yours, boss. Several high-level British CFA officials are being held by their Afrikaner colleagues. One of these prisoners is the rescue target, a guy known as the Viscount. The target's location is unknown, but they're bound to have an interpreter present when they interrogate him. We've used info from the intel unit to predict the interpreter's location. It's on your iDroid. Follow the interpreter and extract the target when you find him. Somewhere in Kaziba camp. The Afrikaners are holding several British prisoners in different parts of the camp. The interpreter and interrogator supposedly go from place to place to conduct their questioning. The target is one of those prisoners.
the enemy's attention. CFA are all business. Hard to believe they're interrogating their own. The situation must be worse than we thought. Make a wrong move, and they could kill the target without warning.
Now follow him to the target.
Afrikaans is the lingua franca for mercs in that area. If you're going to get any information from interrogations, you'll need an interpreter. But don't extract the interpreter just yet. If he doesn't turn up, they won't be able to do the interrogation. If they then decide the target's no longer any use to them, they won't hesitate to kill him.
Stop him!
That's not the target. Orders are only the Viscount gets rescued. Can't understand why he receives special treatment, but I don't imagine it'll be a problem to save the other prisoners too.
Well, you're all right.
Prisoner you extracted wasn't the target, but we did get some information. Seems the prisoners aren't held together, and the cells and interrogation rooms are separate places.
Ik wil niet, Frik, niet. Talk. Ik ken geen Engels niet. It's jammer.
Afrikaans is the lingua franca for mercs in that area. If you're going to get any information from interrogations, you'll need an interpreter. doing? If the interpreter doesn't show up, they won't be able to interrogate anyone. Then they'll just kill the target.
Oceniamy sytuacji, ale Jenny, stand by.
Well, we'll just have to interrogate him to find out where the target is. Boss, we got the... That prisoner wasn't the target either. We got some more information though. They're going to interrogate the target at night.
Hold him off!
Spit it out. Where are the others? Where are your friends? Where are your friends?
Well,
Missed it.
Alles geht weiter, das gibt hier. Uns ist in voller Kontakt mit Feinde.
Boss, with that panic going on, they could decide to kill the target. Hurry. You won't be able to follow the interpreter anymore. You'll have to find the target on your own. We got the interrogation location out of the interpreter. He also said it will begin at night. They'll be starting any time now. Hurry. Interrogate him. Find out what he knows.
Collega's, dit is Sint. Wat heeft instructie op die prisonier? Maak me slaaf aan die prisonier zoals per handleider. Herhaal. Maak me slaaf aan die prisonier. Oor. If you're going to use a weapon, be careful not to draw the enemy's attention.
Speak. Where are your friends? Where are your friends?
Boss, one of the prisoners has been killed. We don't know if it was a target or... Several high-level British CFA officials are being held by their Afrikaner colony. colleagues. One of these prisoners is the rescue target, a guy known as the Viscount. The target's location is unknown, but they're bound to have an interpreter present when they interrogate him. We've used info from the intel unit to predict the interpreter's location. It's on your iDroid. Follow the interpreter and extract the target when you find him. If you're going to use a weapon, be careful not to draw the enemy's attention.
Be careful down there, boss.
That's not the target. Orders are only the Viscount gets rescued. Can't understand why he'd receive special treatment, but I don't imagine it'll be a problem to save the other prisoners too. CFA are all business. Hard to believe they're interrogating their own. Situation must be worse than we thought. Make a wrong move, and they could kill the target without warning. Afrikaans is the lingua franca for mercs in that area. If you're going to get any information from interrogations, you'll need an interpreter. But don't extract the interpreter just yet. If he doesn't turn up, they won't be able to do the interrogation. If they then decide the target's no longer any use to them...
The prisoner you extracted wasn't the target, but we did get some information. Seems the prisoners aren't held together, and the cells and interrogation rooms are separate places.
Ek wil nie vrek nie.
Dus hoekom jy nie die Britte kan vertrou nie? Weet jy hoeveel Afrikaners sit onder die hele gelei tydens die Boereoorlog?
Made up a story with the others. You British are all liars. You know how much the Afrikaners suffered was during the Boer War.
That wasn't me.
Hy sê dit was nie hy nie.
Maar dit was julle wat ons verraai het.
But it was you that betrayed us.
It wasn't me. It was the Viscount. Genoeg! As jy niks weet nie, is ons seker klaar.
So, our rescue target was behind some kind of plot. Boss, I did some digging, and it seems the target himself gave us this mission through a representative. Obviously, he couldn't contact us directly due to his predicament, but still, something about this Viscount doesn't add up. That prisoner wasn't the target either. We got some more information, though. They're going to interrogate the target at night.
Asseblief. Moenie te doen.
Spit it out. Where are the others?
Ek wil nie vrek nie.
Where are your friends?
Hey fella, wat gaan aan?
Where are the others?
Talk.
Where are your friends?
The interrogator mentioned oil field rights belonging to the MPLA. The CFA were supposed to be working with the MPLA's opposition, UNITA. The British group tried to offer their support to the MPLA in exchange for oil field rights. has been killed. But we don't know if it was a target or not. Hurry up and ID the target. Anti-air radar? It wasn't one of the targets. Just put a hole in their air surveillance. The chopper will be able to get in close now. You can designate a landing zone near the outpost. The interpreter will be present for the rescue target's interrogation. He's a CFA Merc 2, but he serves as a language specialist. His job is English Afrikaans simultaneous interpreting. Tail him to find out where they're keeping the target.
Hold him off!
Lay off your rudder. Uit!
This is a list of prisoner detainment locations.
Where are your friends?
If you run into trouble, give us a call. We may be able to offer some advice. Don't forget to check indoors. There may be clues regarding the target's whereabouts.
deur is CP, begryp. Alle eenhede, hou wag en vind enige indringers. Uit.
Go get him!
Put it.
Moeilijk move.
Alsjeblieft. Moeilijk te doen.
What are you doing? If the interpreter doesn't show up, they won't be able to interrogate anyone. Then they'll just kill the target.
Speak. Talk. Spit it out. Where are the others?
Boss, if you leave the interpreter there, he'll likely tell the CFA about you.
Where are
If
you?
he does, they might call off tonight's interrogation and just dispose of the target. You better find him, quick. We'll just have to interrogate him to find out where the target is. If you run into trouble, give us a call. Is that him? Take a good look at their faces so we can ID the targets.
Speak. Where are your friends? Where are your friends?
Boss, we got the interrogation location out of the interpreter. He also said it will begin at night. They'll be starting any time now. Hurry.
Alsjeblieft. Moeilijk te doen.
Interrogate him. Find out what he knows. Target extraction confirmed. Get yourself out of the hot zone. By chopper or by land. It's your choice.
trek nie.
Seker dis Delta 3. Geen teken van die vyand. Ons staak die soektog. Oor. Dit is CT, begryp. Moenie verslap nie. Hulle kan steeds in die gebied wees. Uit.
To where he go? To where he go?
Hallo skaders, dit is CT. Stel is net afgegaan. Lyk soos 'n probleem met die kragbron. Die ook al die naaste is gaan kyk na die kragstelsel. Seker dis Delta 3. Daar was ontploffing. Hoe moet ons voortgaan? Oor. Dit is CT, begryp. Wees waaksaam en ry die vyand uit. Uit.
All right, mission complete, boss. Maybe you'll actually break a sweat next time, huh? Boss, one of the other British prisoners filled us in about the Viscount. It turns out he's a real two-faced son of a bitch. He was planning to secure the MPLA's oil field rights for himself in exchange for swapping the CFA's alliance from the anti-government United rebels to the state-backed MPLA. He hid this from the Afrikaners, but once he thought the jig was up, he tried to pin it on the other British personnel and take off. The Afrikaners captured him, and that was when he asked us to rescue him. And only him. I'll throw him in the brig for now, but we may have to be extra persuasive with this one. By the way, boss, we got some interesting news out of our friend the Viscount. He mentioned that more than a few PFs in the region have purchased walker gears. The CFA's the same. That's Soviet Army technology, and it's still a prototype. Only Cypher could be leaking it to the PFs. But the question is, why?
Good. You captured it alive.
Boss, one of the latest missions to come in is connected to the walker gears. This could be our chance to close in on Cypher. Take a look at your mission list. Hard to believe how many of those bipedal weapons have popped up around Africa.
When did that start?
No more than 6 months ago. Didn't really hit me until Hard to believe how many of those bipedal weapons have popped up around Africa.
When did that start?
No more than 6 months ago. Didn't really hit me until I came here.
They're not supposed to be in use yet. Emmerich says they were still doing the last round of fine-tuning.
The doctor has no idea. His research has already hit the black market. Both sides of the Iron Curtain will have it by now. Even so, they're spreading much too fast. Sure, the Walker Gears can operate in any terrain. Their mobility's just as good in the jungle as it is in the desert. That would come in handy in a place like Africa. They are modules that can one day be used as nuclear weapon systems. And with that in mind, the numbers are way too large. There must be another reason they're so widespread.
Like what?
It's all about needs. To small-time outfits like most of these private forces, this product is a dream come true. Hell, it goes beyond PFs. This is the ultimate weapon, the forbidden fruit. For anyone with an enemy to fight and people to defend.
A nuclear deterrent.
Exactly. Sounds familiar, huh? PFs are all operating off your playbook. You created these times. But could this be the new weapon in Africa that Emmerich talked about? If it is, why is Cypher letting everyone and his brother get their hands on one? What comes next? Selling nuclear weapons in the open? Making them public property?
Why don't they give that a try? Then the next war really will be fought with sticks.
Right. The man we're dealing with isn't foolish enough to make a suicide pact with the world.
So, what is Cypher really up to?
Boss, this contract comes from the MPLA, the People's Movement for the Liberation of Angola. Apparently, new Western bipedal weapons have been deployed to Ditadi Abandoned Village and are a threat to their troops. Our job is to eliminate them. The bipedal weapons they're talking about are, of course, Walker Gears. As I previously reported, they're already in active service with PFs in Africa. But don't you find it strange? A PF employed by the West obtains a prototype developed by the Soviets, yet the Russia-backed MPLA don't know the details. Eastern weapons technology developed in Afghanistan is being supplied to the West in Africa. Only Cypher would be capable of making something like that happen. So, boss, eliminate the Walker Gears at Ditadi Abandoned Village, just like the MPLA have asked. Once you do, the PF will need to contact its supplier, giving us a chance to close in on that supplier, Cypher. long are we gonna keep that woman here?
You mean quiet?
My personal feelings aside.
Dr. Clark works for ATGC, and they have connections to DARPA. Cypher couldn't function without the communications network DARPA's built. Meaning, Cypher has to be a part of the Pentagon. Or at least, the two are joined at the hip. DARPA is a driving force behind human cloning. It's a pretty high priority project for them. And this Dr. Clark, some say he's a pivotal player in Cypher. But that's not all. Every cell nucleus in an organism contains the genetic information for that organism. Think of it as a blueprint for life. Clark appears to be working on how to decode this information and rearrange it at will. If you could do that, it would mean being able to custom design human beings for specific purposes. Can you believe that? Suppose for a moment that this is all fact. A man of your talents, if your genetic information died with you, that would be a terrible loss for mankind. But what if mankind could preserve you for future generations by cloning you?
All right, enough. I get the idea.
Look, I know it's inductive reasoning, but this weapon to surpass Metal Gear they're developing in Africa, I believe it's something that uses this new technology. Speaking as a fellow scientist, it chills me to the bone.
That's rich coming from you.
If genes serve as our blueprint, then I wonder if they include an impulse that drives us to tweak the design. Can you imagine that? Genes encoded with information that wants its children to decode it. Is life itself putting the direction of our next evolution in the hands of scientists? I guess it would take some real arrogance to believe that. And yet, it could be what Cypher's after.
I think you're barking up the wrong tree. But that was an interesting story. It'd make a good movie.
You have to believe me.
Where'd you hear all this anyway?
Where? I just overheard it in bits and pieces while I was forced to do that research for them.
Right.
Wait a minute. Look, I want to help you. I want to be of service here. I'm risking my life with this.
Is that so? Maybe it's time we brought someone else into the conversation.
No, not him. Not Ocelot. You can't do this.